So we're on the 9-6 practice here. This goes with Wednesday and the uh, with the practice from Wednesday. Here we're going to be working on when we have to regroup when we're doing mixed number operations. Okay, so the steps that we got to follow are the same as with yesterday, and you really do need to be doing this really in order. All right. And so let's start with the same way. Okay, so we have 12 and 10 as our denominators. All right, so we need to do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. All right, then 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. So that leaves us with a LCM of 60. All right, so now we're going to take 12 and 11 wells. We have 3 and 9 tenths. Okay, we are adding these. We know our denominator needs to be 60. Okay, so 60 here and 60 here. Now we need to scale these up, and the number we need to multiply by is what multiple it is in the list. So for the 10, that's the 6th one. So 10, we need 10 times 6 is 60. Same on the bottom and the top, so 9 times 6 is 54. 12 times 5 is 60. So 11 times 5 on the top gives us 55. So now we are adding the numerators. 55 plus 54 is going to give us, and if you're confused by doing it like this right here, you could always write 55 plus 54 right over here. All right, so that's 109. So we have 109 over 60. Remember, the number in the denominator does not change. Sorry, I forgot to remind you of this because I don't want you to forget that we have two sides of the problem. So we have 15, and then we have 109 over 60. All right, remember that this bar means divide. Okay, so we're going to divide, top dog in the doghouse, 60 into 109, which is not as hard as it seems because we know that it's going to be 1. So it's just a matter of subtracting to see what we have left. So that's 9. 10 minus 6 is 4. So this is 1 and 49 left over out of 60. Okay, now this needs to go with what was on our whole number side. We need to add those together. So 15 plus 1 and 49 60ths is going to give us a final answer, which I'll write up here, of 16 and 49 over 60. Okay, so that is number 1. All right, number 2, we have 6 and 3 tenths minus 2 and 14 20ths. Okay, so for 10 and 20, very simple list. We have 10 and we have 20. For 20, we have 20. Yay, that was easy. Okay, so now we're going to have 6 and 3 over 10 minus 2 and 14 over 20. All right, so this one needs to stay over 20. So that's just times 1. And this one's times 2 to get to 20. All right, so it's going to be 6 over 20. Okay, now let me make this a little smaller to make it clearer. All right, so shrink that down. All right, so now we have the problem that you can't subtract 14 20ths from 6 20ths. So what do we need to do? Okay, so it's like we need to go to the pizza store or the bakery. We need to get a pie or a pizza, right? Because we need to borrow one. So we're going to borrow one of these holes. So that leaves us with 5. And then if you think about the holes on this problem, how many parts are in the hole? Well, that's the denominator, the common denominator, that number that you found over here. So in this case, there's 20 parts in a hole. So if you got one hole, that equals 20 over 20. So when we move this hole from over here, the one we borrowed, to over here, what we borrowed was 20 20ths. So now we're going to add 20 20ths right here. Okay, so 6 plus 20 is 26 20ths. Then we can take away our 14 20ths, and that gives us 12 20ths. Okay, then on the whole number side, we have 5 minus 2 is 3. So we have 3, and we have 12 20ths. One more thing we need to do is that 12 over 20 can be reduced or simplified. So we will divide that by 4 as our common denominator here. Remember, if you did do 2, you could just do 2 twice. It's okay. So then that would be 3 over 5. So our final answer is 3 and 3/5. Okay. All right. 3 more. Next one, we have 17 5/9 plus 6 11/15. Okay, so we need to list our multiples of 9 and 15, first of all. All right, so we go 15, 30, 45. Remember, if you don't know how to multiply that, you can come do 15 times 1, 15 times 2, 15 times 3 on the side. Then we're going to have 9, 18, 27, 36, and 45. So the common denominator here is 45. All right, so 17 and 5/9 plus 6 and 11/15. All right, so remember we got whole number side, fraction side. And on this, you can kind of see how this helps when you're combining them back together when you regroup. Okay, so 45 is our denominator. Excuse me. All right, so 45 here and 45 here. So 15 times 3 is 45. 11 times 3 is 33. 9 times 5 is 45. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 over 45. So 25 plus 33 is 58 over 45. And then 17 plus 6 is 23. So 58 over 45, top dog in the doghouse. 45 into 58. It goes in 1 time. Then our remainder is 13. So 1 and 13 over 45. So we put that 1 together with the 23, right? It's on the whole number side. So it gives us 24. So 24 and 13 over 45. Okay, so that's number 3. Okay, number 4. All right, we need to do 200 5/9 minus 117 18ths. Again, a pretty easy list of multiples here. 9, 18, then 18. Yay. So easy common denominator. So we have 200 and 5 over 9 minus 100 and 17 over 18. So whole numbers over here, fractions over here. We need to put this one, scale it up to 18, which will just be at times 2. Make sure you do the same on the top you do on the bottom. All right, and then this is 17 over 18. Problem, this is subtraction. We can't do that. So what we've got to do here, shrink it down a little bit, got to go back to the bakery or the pizza shop. We got to borrow one from the whole side and put it on the fraction side. So that means we got 199 over here, right? And the pizza on this one has 18 pieces in it, or the pie. So that means we got one whole pie. We got 18 over 18, right? So we got 18 over 18 right here. And that gives us 28 over 18. We're going to subtract 17 over 18 from that. And that will leave us with 11 over 18. So notice we just subtracted our numerators. Then on the whole number side, that's going to be 99. So that leaves us with 99 and 11/18. 99 and 11 over 18. Okay, last one. This one we got a little bit of a different set of multiples to do. We have 25 and 20. What is the LCM of those? Well, it's not 500. All right, so we have 25, 50. We're counting quarters here. 75, a dollar, right? 100. We have 20. We have 40, 60, 80, and 100. So we have a common denominator we need of 100 here, which is one we're actually going to use a lot coming up this year. So 5 and 17, 25ths plus 12 and 19 20ths. All right. So there's the whole numbers, there's the fractions. So here we need this over 100 and over 100. All right, 20 times 5 was 100, so 19 times 5 is 95. You can go to the side and multiply it if you need to. 25 times 4 is 100. 17 times 4 is 68. So 68 plus 95, you're like, well, that's kind of hard to do from there. Yeah, remember you can just come over here and do it. All right, so 163. So we got 163 over 100. All right. And then on the whole number side, we have 5 plus 12 is 17. All right, so 163 over 100. All right, is going to give you one whole with 63 out of 100 left over. All right, if you divide that out. Okay, so that was just this right here. All right. All right. So add that one whole to 17. We have 18. So we have 18 and 63 over 100. All right, so make sure you have your work turned in for this, and then let me know if you've got any questions. All right, tomorrow we'll be working on some word problems.